we all are aware that auto and auto ancillary OEMs as well as all the component suppliers have had a good run in the last 6 months to 8 months. And Jamna Auto has been there since 1965. It is a renowned suspension manufacturer. In fact, for this commercial vehicle OEMs, it has a huge market share of 60 to 65%. So certainly a dominant player. 9 manufacturing units, which I'll cover in the next slide. More than 16,000 touch points or sales points. Product profile is all kinds of suspensions. So there will be this 4 or 5 type of springs, parabolic being the most advanced now. Then there are stabilizers, air suspensions, then axles. So everything that is needed. So one is the entire suspension system, and then whatever goes into a suspension system. Importantly, for a company which, so we need to understand that these products will get sold when a new commercial vehicle is being manufactured by a OEM. So the demand comes when a new manufacturing of a vehicle is happening. But as far as the after market product profile is concerned, which is replacement spares, the company is clearly focusing on this because suppose you have supplied to lakhs and lakhs of vehicles over the last 20-30 years, then many of them, at least in the first 20 years, are going to require a lot of replacement spares. So, ये generally क्या होता है कि this needs to be focused because the product strategy and the marketing strategy can be very different because the products are also different. The kind of touch points are also different, or the sales point. So we'll cover in the subsequent slides how the company is making a mark over here. This is the good news where the product mix revenue is 53% from existing products and 47% from new products. Tata Motors and Ashok Leyland still contribute 60% of their revenue, which means that there is still a good dependence on just two companies and their manufacturing plants. The aftermarket, as we discussed, the customer profile is different. State transport unions and 300 plus distributors. And this clockwise will give you an idea what has been happening, especially in the last 10 years, where they're upgrading their products and this new set of products has come in. So this is a view of how these products look from the investor presentation. And this is how the market aftermarket portfolio looks. And this is what they have been focusing on, the aftermarket and the export segment. Over here, they achieved a high turnover in FY25. Now, this is again key, just like we discussed in the case of India Cements or the cement industry. When you are a component manufacturer, you don't want to have a lot of bills to be paid on the freight side and add that to your P&L. So if you look at it strategically, let's start from the north of India. So the green are where Jamna Auto has manufacturing plants. So you see over here in Yamuna Nagar, Pantnagar, which is close to the Ashok Leyland and a Tata Motors plant here. And then in Alwar, Rajasthan, there is an Ashok Leyland plant. So very quick and focused servicing there. They have another plant in the, you can say, center at Palanpur. Again, if you look at the east, then they have at Adityapur, which is practically next to the Jamshedpur Tata Motors plant. So again, a lot of efficiency over there in terms of logistics. They have another plant in Indore, which is close to Force Motors and the JV between Volvo and Eicher. In Pune, they have a big plant which services Tata Motors, Mahindra, Force Motors, pretty big plants over here. And in the south, they have plants at Chennai, Pillaipakkam, and again Hosur, where you have a slew of. Chennai has always been an auto hub. So over here you have Daimler, Ashok Leyland, again here Ashok Leyland, Volvo, Scania. So this shows that in spite of being a legacy company, the strategy of the plant location has been good. Let's have a quick look at the P&L. The P&L clearly shows that there was a big growth over here. So this March 22 can be considered as what was due to the depression of the COVID years. But even in March 23, they had a 35% top line growth. And the operating margin has remained at similar levels. But what has happened in the last 2 years? There are a variety of reasons for that, where There was just a 4% revenue growth in March 24, and in fact, a degrowth in March 25. The good part is the operating margin has still remained healthy. So, what were the reasons? Due to this big jump in the growth in these 2 years, there was a high unsold stock, and due to that, the new sales to those distributors, OEMs, kind of over here became very slow. That's the first year. There has been a structural tonnage shift happening from 16-25 tons lorries to 42 to 55. So, which means that not only they have to redesign certain components, the demand for this will go down and demand for this will come slowly. Also, इसमें एक technical point ये है कि the number of trucks that would get manufactured now would be lower compared to a 16-ton truck, which means that you would have a part which would be much higher in price for this, but the number of parts can be lower. So this kind of volume growth adjustments have been happening. We all know that in FY25, due to various reasons, infra spending was lower than the previous years, and hence we are in a situation where the CV manufacturing industry, commercial manufacturing industry itself went to a slowdown for 18 months. Also, as we know, till like a year back, the high interest rates made all kinds of loans expensive, including vehicle loans. So this would affect directly those who are buying these commercial vehicles from the OEMs. And that will reduce the demand for the OEMs and for their manufacturing setup. Dipping steel prices have also given lower realization. The best news on this slide is, while the revenue hasn't grown, the company has maintained its market share of 65%, which shows that the company continued to do the good work, but the market conditions did not support. जिस तरह से अभी काफी स्टॉक मार्केट इन्वेस्टर्स का भी चल रहा है. So, what are the triggers for which we are interested in this company? First of all, the aftermarket segment has started doing very well. So, in the last 5 years, they had a 16% revenue share, which has gone to 23%. And this is a mix of aftermarket and export. इसका main reason यही है कि they want to mitigate the cyclicality of the CV industry. So any auto industry will have a few good years and a few slow years. But for the aftermarket, as I discussed, if you are able to sell well to all those points where the spares are being consumed by the owners of those series, then that will be less cyclical. Also, you are looking at a very big number of series that are operating in the market, which will require spares time and again, especially as the age of the vehicle goes up. New product offerings, we have just touched down upon that the suspension systems that were there till a decade ago, which were the legacy systems since the last 30-40 years, that has undergone a change. And that's why they have made a clear product distinction. What are the legacy products will be called old products. What are the new technology, new system will be called as the new products. And the new product share has jumped to almost 46% in the last 5 years. Based on the new product, they have a Adityapur plant now, which got successfully commissioned a couple of months back. So one is the new product, and then we already saw the logistics efficiency due to this. And there is an expansion going on at Indore plant for specific new products. And this again should be up in a couple of months operational. Now, this is the interesting part about this company. So 10 years back, around 2015, they had a LAKSHYA 33 strategy. And the good part is in those 5 years, they achieved most of their goals. So in 2021, they have upgraded their strategy to LAKSHYA 50 XT strategy. So quickly to give you an idea what it means, new markets, they want the share to go up to 50%. Very ambitious. It is currently at 21%. They still have 2 years of the strategy pending, at least till either exit 27 or added extension of exit 28. So at least the focus is there from the management. As we mentioned, there's always a limited bandwidth. New products, they had a target of 50%. This they took in 2021 end, they're already at 47%. Target 5,000 crores revenue. Currently, they are half of that. So let's see what happens in the next 2 to 3 years. ROCE of 50%. Again, this is overtly ambitious for a component manufacturing company. But the good part is their current actual of 27% is also very good for the industry. And then, of course, reward shareholders. dividend payout 50%, and they're actually very close to that. So if you see, this company clearly has the confidence to lay out a strategy in public. Okay, many companies refuse to do that. They have a clear plan and they have a clear process for that. Okay, so what is the core of the strategy? Reduce dependency on legacy markets, the current product profile, which is the old one, and the customer concentration. So आप समझ सकते हो कि ये strategy कितना important है. In spite of 8 to 10 years of these well executed strategies, still two main CV manufacturer OEMs have 60% contribution to their sales. So ये कितना जरूरी था. Otherwise, if you see in the CV down cycle of 23-24, the hit would have been bigger. And now let's quickly look at valuations. So we have discussed this, moving from conventional to parabolic springs. Suspension. The good part is this suspension type has been around globally for a couple of decades. Hence, there is no adoption risk. So ये कोई तूफानी काम नहीं कर रहे हैं. Something which has been on, they are doing now. And it is categorized as a new product because the Indian market has been a slow mover in transitioning to this new technology of suspension. A good 200 to 250 crores capex being planned, and already half of that has been executed at the Indore plant and the Adityapur plant. Good cash flow, so internal accruals is not a problem. As of now, the company is having a trailing PE of 27.8, and most peers, due to the recent rally, are trading between 20 to 40x. And in a couple of years, at the current CMP, if the growth stabilizes to 15 to 20%, why I say that is because you saw in the last 2 years there was no growth. So if it stabilizes, and of course there have to be economies of scale for higher PAT because their two facilities have gone live recently. So that can be higher at 20%. Mix of product transitioning, higher product margins, operating leverage. Then in a couple of years, it can be as low as 15x. So what will happen is auto sector rally is on. And as the auto sector rally is on, you might have a bias towards higher multiples. And as this company continues to execute excellently as it has been doing, it can only get cheaper from here. So there is clearly a re-rating that is possible over the next couple of years. So I'll stop here, and I would also like to communicate a couple of things about the stocks that we are discussing. So our method is such that we look at what the industry is currently doing. That's why I do the sectoral webinars. We also cover, then the companies which have very specific upsides over the next 2-3 years based on their strategies, their well execution. And then we wait for those triggers to happen so that we are in a situation where we can understand and have some predictability what happens in the next few years. So this is, you will certainly find that we will be covering SMEs, microcaps also. Okay, they are certainly under our watch list. We are looking at them, and maybe from the next one itself. So anybody who really wants to cover these, then we will be covering these as well. So this is the approach.